up, world? It's your boy Tommy, man, and I just came in because I wanted to really just do a quick update because I haven't really had any time to make any videos. So I just wanted to come in and speak about the Lakers, the Nets, the Bucks, and all this other stuff, right? First and foremost, what I want to say, about the Lakers, and LeBron and Jordan fans. When you are a person, because like I said, I consider myself a LeBron supporter. I don't really consider myself a LeBron fan. I don't love everything about LeBron. I just hate that people are so unfair to him. So it causes me to defend him a lot. But I do support him because he's a great player. I support, and I think he's the best player in basketball. Jordan fans dislike LeBron for the dumbest freaking reasons. You know what I'm saying? They hate the man because he's talented, which all of my years of watching sports, I have never in my life seen somebody do nothing but play a sport well and get people who hate them. Like, who in the hell hates someone because they're good? Right? LeBron has never came out and said nothing negative about Michael Jordan. He's not wrong. LeBron has never came out and said negative about anybody other than when he's talking about police officers killing black people or injustices going on in the black community. He doesn't talk about anything outside of injustice. That's why it always blows my mind when black people say they hate LeBron. And I never even understood that. Like, and then the person that they love in Michael Jordan is one of the biggest cowards who never spoke out for African Americans, but at the expense of his own pockets. LeBron is taking ridicule and backlash and everything else for speaking out on black people. And usually that's all you really need to do, get on black people's good side. But for some strange reason, black people, these Jordan fans, majority of them black, hate them. I've heard someone was like, well, he can never be Jordan now. I'm like, please. You guys are working hard. Now, let me tell you this straightforward to your face, okay? Ain't no LeBron fan. There is not one LeBron fan, and trust me, there are millions and millions of LeBron fans. There's not one of them who's going to stop being a LeBron fan and think LeBron sucks because he got eliminated after coming back a week before the playoffs began, lost his number one option, and his team around him was shooting 30%. Okay? While he averaged something around 25 to 27. I can't remember where he was. And he barely shot the ball because the defense was designed to make everybody else beat him, and they couldn't. Right? Ain't no LeBron fan with any type of common sense is going to look at that performance and be like, LeBron, I'll never love. So they trying their ass off to try to push this narrative as if it's going to change anything. It's not going to change anything, okay? People believe LeBron James is the greatest of all time. They don't need this. They never needed this championship to define that. They were going to think that because they love all the things he's done, not the things he's going to do. So these Jordan fans who are just opportunists, anytime they see the slightest slip up by LeBron, which wasn't even a slip up, he lost Anthony Davis, his team. We saw his team without Anthony Davis beforehand. They were not beating they lost the number 2 seed in the Suns, who were like a game behind the number 1 seed. So please stop with this bullshit narrative thinking that people gonna jump aboard. Oh, they were saying that ain't nobody who made a prediction about the Lakers ever said that they will make it to the championships. They will make it to the championship without Anthony Davis. Nobody said that. Nobody ever made those assertions. So the people who are going above and beyond to try to say that, see, they were talking all that junk. Yeah. You really proved them wrong. You really proved them wrong. Yeah, you proved them wrong. They really believed that this team was gonna go to a championship without Anthony Davis. Only difference is they lost in the first round because they were so badly seeded. But ain't nobody who watched them thought they were making it to the championship if they had to go through the West without Anthony Davis. The East is a freaking cakewalk. I mean, The thing that I don't get about the Bucks that are just pissing me off in this series against the Nets is it really shows how a lack of a point guard is really hurting them. Right? They don't run any half court offenses, and they're trying to beat the Brooklyn Nets by doing the one thing the Brooklyn Nets do well: run and shoot. It's like, are you retarded? Like, y'all got a big man in the half court. Y'all ain't got a point guard who can get them the ball. So if you don't have a point guard that can get them the ball, then run the offense through Middleton. Slow it down. Run the offense through Middleton until you force them to come out of that zone, that sucky ass zone they use. Kevin Durant, I don't give a shit what nobody says. If the Brooklyn Nets win the championship, Kevin Durant has every right to be called the best player in basketball. He has every right. Now, LeBron James will be able to come back next year, and if he's better, then he can show that. But right now, LeBron lost in the first round. Right? It wasn't his fault, but he lost. That's not Kevin Durant's fault. And Kevin Durant lost Harden. Now, he still has Kyrie, but you know what I'm saying, and Joe Thomas and those snipers he got. But by the same token, the man, if he comes back and playing at the rate that he's playing, you can't just throw LeBron over him when LeBron really, you don't know how LeBron's going to come back after that injury. You know, he did not look like LeBron in that series. He had no lift, and he was struggling to get around people. So, yeah, I'm not going to, you can't just fall back and be like, oh, you know, Kevin Durant's the best player. Kevin Durant not better than LeBron. Well, I don't know. I wanted to see them play each other. I wanted to see them play in the championship game. Then you can finally see. Because Kevin Durant is damn good. LeBron's damn good. They play completely different games. You know what I'm saying? In the way they do it. But Kevin Durant's not Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant does everything, just like LeBron does everything. The only difference is Kevin Durant is more of a perimeter player, while LeBron James is more of a slasher and an attacker of the rim. LeBron didn't have his attacking of the rim, so he really couldn't do what he normally does. And he was playing one of the best, I think, going to be a future defensive player of the year in DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is that good. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be, like I said, I see the Suns coming out of the West. As far as the Clippers go, once again, the Mavericks shot themselves in the foot. They should have used Porzingis more in the paint. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? They should have used. It's like everybody is so blown away by Luka, and they should. He's a really good player. You know what I'm saying? But the problem that I have is that they don't utilize Porzingis right. Like, instead of like, okay, sometimes we're gonna run some sets for Doncic. Sometimes we're gonna run. They don't run any sets for Porzingis. They don't ever run any sets for him. Like, I was sitting there watching, it's like they never try to get him in the paint. He's usually standing on the outside waiting on a ball. It's like they never try to get it to him in the post. It's like Luka Doncic wants to go downhill all the time, so he needs Doncic. I don't know why they wouldn't got Porzingis. If I'm the Lakers, I'm trying to go get Porzingis because I think Porzingis fits better with the Lakers than he does with the Mavericks. Because that's my opinion. They talk about getting Dame Lillard. I don't think they need Dame Lillard. I think they'll be fine if they go get a big man that can protect the rim, run up and down the court, and shoot and take people off the dribble ISO. You put Porzingis on the Lakers, I think they're great. I think they're unstoppable. But like I said, as far as the Nets go, once again I'll say it. I don't think they're making it out of the East. I think as time goes by, these first two games I think are anathema. I don't think that that these two they're gonna do the same thing in Game 3. I think the Bucks are gonna slow it down, but Jrue Holiday is not that type of point guard, which is the problem. He's a scorer and a defensive player. He's kind of like Schroeder. So he's not. If you're looking for somebody that's gonna be a Rondo, kind of what Rondo did for the Clippers, slow the game down. Don't play tit for tat with him. Don't play, make it take it with him. Slow it down. That's what Rondo brought to the Clippers. Let's get them in our half court sets. Let's get the ball around. We gonna end up with a better shot because we got better players. The Bucks are not doing that. What they're doing is they're running down and they're shooting with like 15 seconds up on the clock. It's like, why in the hell do you realize they don't give a shit if they make it or not? They're just hoisting up shots, and they got better three-point shooters. So while what they're trying to do is get the ball off the rim, take off running, and find a mismatch. If you slow the game down, let your bigs get underneath. Force their big to get underneath. Now you can sit up there. You can run your sets, get them off us. So when the ball you miss or you getting a better looking shot, their shooters are gonna go cold because they're not gonna get as many possessions, which means they're not gonna get as many shots. So they're not gonna get as many times to warm up. But if you start doing what the Bucks doing, which I thought was idiotic from the set, like, what the hell are they doing? You're not going to outrun them. That's their offense. Slow the ball down. But then you watch, like, they got Drew Holiday. He doesn't really know how to do that. He's not a smart player. I mean, I don't know how smart he is, but I know he doesn't play more of an analytical game. He plays more of a shoot, I'm going to outscore you game and play good defense. And so it doesn't. The defense, the Bucks are not a great defensive team, but they're better than what they're showing. But they're not helping themselves. When you shoot with 15 seconds, you should never be shooting like that against the Nets. Okay? They got a sniper in Kevin Durant. Okay? You know how you don't affect Kevin Durant's shot. Okay? You can only stand in front of him and hope he misses. Kevin Durant misses when he wants to miss. Okay, your hand going up ain't fucking with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a beast. Okay, that's why the Giannis Antetokounmpo. I never saw Giannis in that stratosphere. Not because Giannis is not a great player, but he's not. His problem with being a LeBron is that he never embraced the cerebral part of the game. He seems like he's just a forcing inside. If I can't get him for inside, I'm going to just do what they want me to do, which is just shoot bad, non-contested, badly shot threes. It's like, dude, he shouldn't be the number one option. I'm just being real. Middleton's too good of a player for him to be the number one option, right? Let Middleton be the number one option. You play behind. For once, you just put... You don't go down there looking for stats for Antetokounmpo every time. Use him as a decoy more often. Get some more ISO situations with Middleton. As long as they get some ISO with Kevin Middleton, I don't even know if his name's Kevin, but Middleton, Chris Middleton, my bad. They ain't gotta worry about any of that other stuff. Cause I think Middleton, they ain't got nobody on that that can guard Middleton. And if they take Kevin Durant and put him on Middleton, now they ain't got nobody who can guard Giannis. Yes, the Bucks got to start hitting that three. They are shooting atrocious right now. Right? I don't know if it's the game being too much for them or what, but it will swing because it tends to do that. The role players play better at home. So I see them coming back home and getting at least one game back. But if they don't start to run their offense through Middleton, they're gonna be in trouble. They just are. There's no way in the world they can keep up with the Nets thinking they're gonna make it, take it. They're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be screwed. They're not gonna be none of their shots. They got better shooters than y'all. They don't need to get to the rim. Okay. They can stop at the 3-point line, dead I shoot you. Okay? People saying, well, they lost Harden. I think losing Harden was an upgrade, right? Because Harden is more of a liability. Now you can move Harden, you can play with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, put a bigger player in Blake Griffin. And it's not gonna neutralize it, but it can at least slow it down. And I think that's what you're looking for with the Bucks. I think they put themselves in a bad position by trying to run with those boys. As I said, the Mavericks had the game on a platter. Luka Doncic wanted to turn into freaking Larry Bird and start jacking up shots all over the place instead of playing within the offense and trying to use his teammates. He got great teammates. He has great teammates that he underutilizes because at the end of the day, he wants to be a star. He wants to be the reason the team wins all the time, and that's the one thing I don't like about Luka Doncic. And he got too much James Harden in him. It's like James Harden did the same thing when the Suns was up on the Warriors. It's not enough for your team to win. You want to be the reason they win. And instead of you just taking the stuff that's there on a platter, you running around trying to. You can say whatever you want about Kawhi, but Kawhi understands who Kawhi is. Right? I'm a shooter. Right? I'm gonna do what I do best. Luka Doncic, you are not your first priority should not be scoring. You can't be LeBron and James Harden. Those two things don't work. He got to pull back on his shot volume. Got to realize his teammates got to get warmed up, get comfortable before he just starts jacking up shots. Because in a lot of those games, just like Luka Doncic, they weren't good shots. They were horrible shots, and they were pivotal possessions. He was shooting these horrible shots, and so. A lot of people are saying that LeBron's passive. No, LeBron's not passive. He's a very cerebral player. He understands, look, I can try to turn into freaking superheroes like jacking up 90 shots, but in the end, that's not going to help us win the game. I'm gonna miss way more of those than I'm going to make, and I'm pretty much going to close the casket on our game. Luka Doncic did that, and you see what ended up happening. Only thing that ended up happening was, boop, game over. You just see the lead spread. Giannis does that. Well, I'm the star, so I gotta step up, and then they know he's shooting bad shot after bad shot, and the lead is expanding. That's not LeBron. You see LeBron, he always ends up cutting into the lead because he takes his time. He's methodical. I'm gonna get 10 here. I'm gonna get 5 here. I'm gonna get 10 here. I'm gonna get 5 here. I'm gonna get 10 here. I'm gonna get 5 here. Before you know it, it's a close game. Because LeBron understands how to play. And even though you mad as hell at him, like, LeBron, you gotta go. Next thing you know, you turn around, they down by 15, next thing you know, they down by 7. You're like, hey, how the hell you did that? Because LeBron is gonna get the most out of the people around him. Without Anthony Davis, they shouldn't even sniff a game. Yet, outside of that game, I think the sixth game, game 5, every game was closed without Anthony Davis. But you can't. LeBron just wasn't LeBron. It's time where LeBron would have dunked it or done what he did, and he kind of just it looks like he's grimacing every time he has to lay it up or go to the rim. They never gave LeBron the calls that he deserves. And, there was a couple times in pivotal points in that game when they fought back, and it was just bullshit. I think that the NBA is tired of LeBron speaking out on these issues and wanted to get him want another star to rise so they don't have to deal with the politics of LeBron constantly speaking out on these issues. Yeah, I think the NBA doesn't mind that. Do I think they cheated him out? No, I think the Suns was just a better team. They had DeAndre Ayton. LeBron has always struggled with big man, athletic big man at the center position. And that's been his thing from the time he was in freaking Cleveland. You get a stout big guy, whether it's Bogut, you know what I'm saying, or somebody like DeAndre Ayton. When you get a big guy that can stand under the rim and protect the rim, that's always giving LeBron trouble, because he doesn't like to rely heavily on his jump shot. Even though he shoots it pretty well, he doesn't like to rely on it because he knows penetrating is how he gets everybody else involved. And when he can't get to the rim, it pretty much puts him in a position where he has to shoot. It's the same thing with Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant's shot not falling, he becomes very, very ineffective because now he has to try to find a way to get inside, and he's not really big, so he can't bust his way inside. Problem is, he's 7 foot with like an 8 foot wingspan. You can't affect his shot. Like, you have to put like a 7 foot on it. You put a 7 foot on it, that's food for Kevin Durant. He's just gonna run around. So there's no way to really stop Kevin Durant. I just hate that Kyrie Irving is going along for the ride. Like if there's somebody I cannot stand to see succeed, and it's not because they're good players, because they're an asshole, it's Kyrie Irving. Right? Kyrie Irving to me is like what he did in Boston to me just freaking exemplifies everything I believe about it. Right? To go there, nobody asked you to do this shit. Right? You beat the people. These people, they were booing you because you're an asshole who told them that you were gonna stay there and then decided to leave, and then they weren't even talking about you. So you go out of your way to call the people racist. We all know Boston got their history, right? But that don't mean they're trying to bury that history and to bring it up when it has nothing to do with the situation, right? People trying to bury that history, and then you bring it up. Of course, some people don't like being labeled that, so you're gonna meet more resistance than normal. So you won. Big shit, y'all. Jaylen Brown's not playing. Y'all playing basically. Jaylen Brown not playing. Kemba Walker not playing. Y'all pretty much playing Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart. So you walking around like you the shit because y'all beat the Celtics with Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum, and y'all barely did that. They struggling to stop Jason Tatum. He dropping 40 on them a night. But all of a sudden now, he wants to talk shit. It's the epitome of kicking somebody while they're down, right? So you want, okay, so these are your teammates, right? And these are people who supposedly you got a good relationship with. The fans are morons in your opinion. Fine. What the hell you don't disrespect the players for? Like he goes and steps on the freaking logo and wipes his foot. I don't give a shit what your situation is or what you believe about why you did what you did. Your shit was wrong. You shouldn't have did it. You provoking a team that's probably going through emotion because they're mad that they're losing. Do I think that guy deserves to be put to be prosecuted for what he did? Yeah, you ain't got no damn right putting your hands on somebody, especially somebody that you know can't touch you back. That man can't get you back. Kyrie Irving can't go up there and fight you. He'll lose his livelihood. So that's some coward shit to throw something at him. But the difference in that is, if I'm a man gonna step up and be like, look, you know what I'm saying, emotions were high. I shouldn't have did what I did. I was mad. I was upset. And I went and I did something. But Kyrie, what makes me so angry about Kyrie Irving is he never takes responsibility for what he does. When he does something, it's always someone else's fault. They should act like that. Well, you shouldn't act like that. All his commentating was on how disrespectful the player was. They had to zoom in on what he did because when it first happened, nobody knew why the fan was so mad. And you go watch the playback, and he's doing stuff like that. Why? If you are doing better in your current position, why are you taking it out on a team that's clearly undermanned because they're hurt? And you take that and run with it. It's like Jay Crowder. It's like when Jay Crowder did that little dance. Like when Jay Crowder did that little dance at the end of the Lakers game. It's like big shit. You know what I'm saying? You beat an undermanned team. Cool for you. Great. But what it does prove, and what I was saying when I was telling y'all that drumming wasn't a thing, it wasn't some third piece, is all this shit they were talking at the beginning of the year about LeBron needs a super team. They lost Anthony Davis. Done. Anthony Davis. Nobody else. Anthony Davis. Done. Whole team done. It's funny how the narrative changes, right? At the beginning of the year, the NBA is set up for LeBron to win. Oh, they got it. They put on it. I said he got a fucking 6-man. He got 2 6-men and Marc Gasol. The NBA is set up for him to win. It's like that makes no sense, right? Now, along with Anthony Davis, that's a potent team. That's a great team, and they were looking like a great team. They looked like they were going to beat the Suns in 5 games. Anthony Davis went down, you screwed. You can't go on one. LeBron can't go on one side and take people off the dribble, get everybody involved, because Anthony Davis takes up a whole side of the basketball court. Because he can play the perimeter, he can take you off the dribble, and he can beat you in the post. So that's how valuable Anthony Davis is. You take him away, now the whole defense just focuses on LeBron. So everybody that's dumb enough to talk that shit, talking about the Lakers were set up to cheat and there was a cheating, the NBA set up for LeBron. I hope y'all. I don't have any faith in Jordan fans. They're fucking morons. So it doesn't matter if they just want to utilize it. They don't realize they're dying. Nobody gives a shit what y'all think. Nobody gives a shit that y'all think that LeBron failed this year and his last year didn't count, even though you're kind of seeing that teams aren't playing any different than they were last year when they were in the thing. But it doesn't matter because that's what they do. Nobody ever accused the Jordan fan of having any actual non-biased opinion or anything. So please comment. Let me know what y'all think about these morons who are dancing over a dude losing after coming back, after being hurt all year and coming back in a week before the playoffs, still averaging over 25 and playing with his team. Please comment. Let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Peace.